He's the founder and chairman of Rotana Hotels, founded in 1992 in Abu Dhabi. Today we're speaking with Mr. Nasser Al Nowais here at Saadi at Rotana. Mr. Nasser Al Nowais, thank you so much for giving us this interview today.
I thank you very much for being with us here.
You grew up in Abu Dhabi, in a different kind of Abu Dhabi. What was it like back then?
You know, I grew up in Abu Dhabi in the 50s. When I go back to my childhood, what I see, no road, no hospitals. You know, I born in the house in that time. All sand, and you know the sand in the summertime is so hot. Of course, no hospital, no school, most of the people even live in a house built of palm trees. Only a few houses you can see, and close to us here, not far away from Saadiyat. Even, you know, if you want to go to Al Ain or to Dubai, it takes so long.
How long would it take?
Some 4 or 5 hours by jeep, you know, which is the car which is used to in the sandy place. And sometimes I remember people die. They could not find the way to go there, you know. And believe me, thanks to Sheikh Zayed, when he took over, the whole thing has changed. The whole society has changed. The whole country has changed. When we think what Sheikh Zayed did to create not only Abu Dhabi, but all the United Arab Emirates, all the 7 states. You know, it was so difficult to go to Fujairah in the past. It's so difficult to go to Ras Al Khaimah.
You remember this well? You as a child?
Yes, I remember it very well. You know, of course I was small. I mean, you know, but I remember. Even when I went to Dubai, I remember that we went through the desert. When I went to Al Ain, we went through the desert. When I went to Fujairah, we went through the desert. So there is no road in that time.
Your generation experienced a very big transition from the time you grew up and the type of life you had to the life you have today. How do you deal with such sharp contrasts?
We have to get used to it. It is not easy, you know, at one point where life was so difficult, you know, food. I mean, that time the food which we can eat today is different than the food which we can eat in the past. In the past, we eat only fish, rice. Now, mashallah, you have all the variety of food and variety of life. Before that, you know, even I remember no electricities. I remember we have this bad gear, which is bring the wind from different directions. We set below it. We just wait for the wind to come because you had no air conditioning at that time.
You spoke about Sheikh Zayed and you said, speaking about this noble human being, no matter how much we talk about him, our words will fall short.
I was really fortunate that I've been working for him. All his neighborhood, he helped them. All the African he helped, all the Asian he helped them. Even people as a humanitarian. So it was so great for me to work so close to him and to transfer what he loved to do to help people everywhere.
How much did he mentor you in your career and your journey?
Sheikh Zayed meant so much to me because I learned so much from him. I learned how to be simple man. I learned how to be humble man. I learned how to treat people as a human being, whether they have different nationalities, different religion. Sheikh Zayed doesn't discriminate. He loves people.
Locals here talk about Sheikh Zayed like a father figure. The children of locals will still speak about Sheikh Zayed like a father figure, which is something quite rare when you look at countries speaking about their leadership. How do you explain this?
How do you love your leadership? When your leadership is like Sheikh Zayed, he secure everything for you. He secure health, education, wealth. Even he created private sector in this part of the world.
Did you think the UAE would look like it does today, would be so developed, would be leading in so many fields?
I never thought that. It was so difficult. You cannot see. He had the visions. Mm-hmm. I don't have the vision which Sheikh Zayed had. You see, when he developed his countries, he has some vision in his mind. He wants to see this country really as in the level of all the developed countries. He wants to secure everything for them. And he did.
You established Abu Dhabi National Hotels before there were hotels here, before there was an industry.
And this also the idea of Sheikh Zayed. He said, Nasser, look, I wanted to have a companies our people could benefit out of it. He said, we want to secure a good return for the shareholders. And he gave us land for free, and then he developed a lot of hotels, and he did not sell it to the company in the market value, but less than the market value. And I remember at one point, the occupancies and the rate for this hotel were low. So we had to create other revenue. So we went into catering, we went into service as a taxi al-ghazal, we went to many other things with the support of Sheikh Zayed. And I remember we used to pay them 50% dividend every year. They get their investment in 4 years' time.
And while you helped establish the industry here, at some point, you decided to leave that position and establish your own hotel chain, Rotana.
I remember, when I left the Abu Dhabi Hotel Company in 1992. And that time I was the Deputy Minister of Finance. So some of the people I really took good care of them, because I was in charge of that company for 14 years. And I found out some of the good people, they want to leave the company. Then I said, these people, I know them. Some of them, they are area manager of one of the big operators, like Mr. Salim Azir. Some of them, they were financial controllers. Some of them, they were, in charge of marketing. I had an idea then. I said, why should these people leave? And I know them very well. So I established a company with them.
Rotana.
I took the management. I took the majority. And it was 4 of us together. Each one took some shares. And we established our first hotel, which is the Beach Rotana Hotel. I remember in the end of 1992. One. In 1992. And thanks God, because these people, they came, they were very Because first of all, they have share in the company. So they really devoted themselves, and they had a big challenge because we had a lot of operators in Abu Dhabi, like Sheraton, Hilton, Meridian, Intercontinental, and how we can compete with this giant who has a lot of experience, you know. But thanks God, we did an excellent job for our first hotel, and now we have more than 117 hotels. We introduce the Arab hospitalities. You know, today, you have to be generous also, you know, for your client. We concentrated in the food. We had excellent restaurant, you know. You have to give a lot of amenities in their rooms. You have to receive them in good way, you see, and welcome them very nicely as in Arab hospitalities. So maybe we have this touch, which not easy with other operators.
You're talking about the hospitality as kind of a secret ingredient, perhaps, because if you look at service here, it's second to none. It's very hard to find the same service, the same level in other countries.
Yeah, that's why you see when we go to Europe, when we go to other countries, believe me, what we have here is so difficult to find somewhere else.
When you started with the one hotel, if you could have told yourself then, you're going to have over 100 hotels.
Believe me, I never thought about it. I didn't think that I will have that. Because I remember we've been sitting with my people there. Our goal was, in the beginning, not to make money, but to make people happy with our services.
And today you're competing with the
And
biggest
now we're
hotel
competing
chains.
with all the international name, and we got a lot of reward. In Dubai, we got the reward of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. Here in Abu Dhabi, we got a reward from Sheikh Khalifa, and we got a reward everywhere in the Arab countries. So, you know, as a leading company from this part of the world, I think we accomplish a good job.
If we look at your life and your journey, you started, well, you grew up in Abu Dhabi in a picture that looks very different from Abu Dhabi today. You studied abroad, you worked in government, then established Abu Dhabi Hotels, and then Rotana. What was a pivotal moment for you, if you can choose one moment?
I think when I traveled, when I started school, when I left Abu Dhabi to New York, you know, in that time, being alone, we had no office there to look after me. We had nobody, and then I was the first one maybe from Abu Dhabi to go to New York. And you know, the different from being in a small village, I think, Abu Dhabi at that time, to a big city like New York, it was a big shock.
And what did you bring back with you?
Of course, you know, first of all, I brought back with me one of the most important things is to when I took over the job, I've been treating everyone as equal. I try to respect everyone because, you know, in Abu Dhabi, in that times, we depend on a lot of expatriate. So you have to treat them very well. If you want them to produce and if you want them to be happy, you know, you have to treat them as a human being. And you have to be close to them. and you have to respect them. And as part of success, you have to be working as a team. This is I learned from New York. You know, the money which I received was not enough. So I have to work in my spare time and the weekend.
Where did you work?
I remember as a receptionist in Weinstein Hall. You know, Weinstein Hall, I remember this is for the man and woman. There's a lobby in the middle, and there is two buildings separating gear from boys. And I remember I've been working there. I've been working also in the laundry. I work also in the restaurant. So that's why really being alone, it helped me so much to build my personalities.
And New York City specifically is a hustle.
Yeah,
So many people coming to work there every day, the subway. It's not an
And
easy
you have to
life.
be careful who can be your friend. Because, you know, society is not easy to... I remember some area we cannot even go there. It is really, for me, it has helped me a lot in my future.
When you have 3 generations, so if we take yourself, your kids, and grandchildren, who lived a very different reality of the UAE, how do you ensure that the next and the future generations continue with the same humility and value of hard work?
You know, it depends on how you raise them. If you raise your kids, as we said, you know, how to respect people, how to be nice to people, how to be friend with other people, you see, it depends how you raise your kids. If you raise them in good way and respect, you know, they will come. Some of my grandson and my granddaughter, we took them to other university than in Abu Dhabi. But we follow them very well. We make sure that, you know, they will be in good environment in that part of the world.
One piece of advice you would give to today's young generation in the UAE, and specifically people who are now going into the job market?
They have to be very patient. You know, you cannot get everything easily. You have to work hard for it. You have, if you are in a job, you have to serve people. You know, not being in a big positions and you close your door or you close your phone, or you know, as long as you are working for the government or working for the company, you have to be serving the people.
So what's next for you? You've had different chapters. What can we expect to see in the next 5 years, whether it's you personally or where you want to take Rotana?
You know, my dream really is to see Rotana more in Europe, more in the Far East. This is what it is not easy because I don't have the backup of investment. Okay, I am professional, you know, I consult the management, but if I don't have the right owners who can really believe in the management of Rotana, it will be difficult. I don't have the muscle of investment, the muscle of capital, or I don't have a country behind me or a company behind me. The only thing I did is all what I did now is because of me and my people who are close to me. We could really build the companies from nothing. I remember, we only have a capital of 100,000 dirham at that time. So.
For the first hotel?
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
That's it. So you need, all this company who being grow, they have, management, but they have the capitals. We only started as a management. But inshallah, we hope that sooner or later we can reach that goal.
Will you ever retire?
I'm also lucky I have my daughter, which she will really, sooner or later, she believes in my work. She believes in my dream. She's also a hard work like me. She has a good, excellent relationship, she's good PR. And she loves her work. And I think, at least I'm so happy to have her with me. If I retire, I know the company will be in good hand. We think, our children will do it.
Mr. Nasser Al Nowais, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
I thank you very much. Really, I enjoy being with you. Thank all of your team here. We are happy to see you. And thank you for you thought about us.